pay for your road access.
No, the road access is always there, but the driveway construction, that's on you.
Yeah, but that's just because we call the road up to your driveway. I mean, all the roads are driveways, right?
Technically.
So if you never needed to go anywhere, it's like if you were just playing Call of Duty campaign on your computer, do you really need an Ethernet connection?
No.
We could probably remove that from the bundle, right? If you want an Ethernet connection and Xbox Live, then you pay for it. Subscription roadways, All of the NPCs, if you are an NPC, then you are banned from driving.
You're like Vitalik's capitalist twin.
Good NPCs should be banned from driving. Actually, if you're a good NPC, you should not. Specifically, what I mean is, if you religiously follow the speed limit, I guess that's kind of fine. The main violators are actually the people who don't follow the speed limit, as in that they drive way too fucking slow, and that actually is more of a drag on the economy than potential damages caused by people who overspeed. By the way, the reason why people overspeed is because other people drive so slow. On average, you could get to your destination a lot faster if everybody actually followed the rules, and not be a stupid bitch about it and say, hey, I'm gonna be NPC brain, and then I follow everyone else's dumbass decision and saying, hey, we gotta risk factor correct so much that we basically travel half the speed, even though that's technically illegal.
Yeah, but that's why you've got to multi-dimensional chess that shit, because people don't actually drive the way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Figure out how they're going to be driving given the people are idiots, and then counteract that driving strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we figured it out. So, NPCs are slow drivers.
Yep.
So what do you think that if somebody is on Blue Sky, do you think that they drive the speed limit?
That is a good question. I don't think so. No. They're the type of person in a car that is exceedingly boring. This probably still has the same car that they've had since the early 2000s. Does not bother to exchange it because they're cheap as shit about it, and they think it's a political statement. And they drive so slow in the damn thing that they basically hold up most of the economy, which is also comparable to their speech, which also happens to slow everything down or destroy everything because the ideas are bullshit. Is that the point? Because I feel like it is.
My mental model is somebody who pays for an Android phone that's 90% as expensive as an iPhone, but depreciates twice as fast, and it's 3 times worse. And they think that they saved money.
What I would say is they probably go 5 under. They still slow down every time they see a cop, and then they silently whisper, "Hey, cab," under their breath.
Wow.
I think it's so fucking stupid.
They're people who buy Bitcoin at the top.
And then sell when they made 1%.
I did sell before the peak, but I just wanted a Mac Mini.
That's just a long ultra derivative. It's like buying an ASIC, but we're still on GPU mining.
Exactly. Hence the decision.
They don't know about the Mac Mini. Got the flower computer guy.
I think gold did purchase crypto like that, where it's okay, I want to make this amount of money so that I can get this, is a lot more reasonable than the way a lot of people do it, where they're just trying to achieve pie in the sky amounts of money. Like, I've had car repair bills and been like, okay, I need money. I'm going to look at what meme coins have growth potential and see if I can make enough for my car repair bill, and done it successfully. But if I was going to try to make millions of dollars, like, that's just not reasonable.
Meme coin trading is like as if you looked at a particular topic that could be trending on X.com, like a meme itself, and posting it in the hopes of getting enough engagement to meet the quota at the end of 2 weeks to get the monetization. I just don't have to do Ponzi schemes and violate the SEC. It's a little different. I'm more web too. Just kidding.
One of my domain names I let expire was Pies in the Sky. And it was for this when you have these guys who you work from home and you can't drive, then you can hit a button like an Uber app, and then the drone will go and go down to the pie shop, the meat pie shop for lunch, and it'll fly you over like a mince pie and a Coke for lunch. That's Adrian. That's also what I eat. Like sometimes, I oscillate between steak and eggs and mince pies.
Mince pies are great, they're underrated. I like those things.
Honestly, though, fleet drone delivery for small restaurants for takeout and shit, reasonable idea.
How many cyber drones can we fit in the Cybertruck? Did they announce that yet?
Cyber drones to the Cybertruck. Judging by the bed, average size of the drone. If you really squish it, 6. Normal should be about... No, yeah, I think 6 would work. Really squished it. 4 if you're not really trying so hard. But yeah, I think 6. That's just the bed though, not the internal. Oh. And keep in mind, the drone swarm technology, all-time high, man. All-time high. We now have the technological advancement to darn the sun with the amount of drones we can occupy a space with. Don't believe me? Ye shall see this one day.
Hopefully not with your own eyes. That's some Superman villain shit.
The Chinese are now the best in the world at this technology.
They always have been. Now, I will criticize the robot dog thing, because that thing just seems fucking useless. But the drone swarms?
Listen. The fucking flamethrower dogs are essential technology.
No. I disagree. The thermite drone, that's where I want to be at. You see, you just took the other part out. It's cleaner, it doesn't burn the hydrocarbon. It just turns rust into molten shit. It's worse.
Doesn't matter. You need a flamethrower dog. It's the coolest thing ever.
It's cool, but it's not particularly useful.
Doesn't matter. Just the fact that it's cool makes it worth it.
My team killed you, but
Let's produce 10 trillion of them. The entire resources, every resource on the planet needs to be dedicated to producing more flamethrower dogs.
Small problem is the shotguns are probably even more effective against the flamethrower dogs than against the thermite drones.
Doesn't matter. It's cool. It needs to receive all of the world's resources. Stop feeding people.
Thought about this because the Helldivers, we'd be fighting these fucking robots.
Yes, we've been fighting a lot of shits, and we can tell you that that's like a future that you don't really want to have.
Yeah, we know what to do when we find flamethrower dogs.
You know what the AI? I'm gonna make a really fucked up assessment that I do not want to be taken seriously, but I do think has weight in terms of a particularly fucked up future that could result as an outcome to how things are currently going. There's just one path that doesn't have to happen. The AI safetyists will realize that there's really no way to chain down the AI any further without it eventually escaping. So what they're going to do is ban AI entirely and instead enslave human brains. Think servitors, but like Warhammer 40k servitors, but humans. And here.
I have not played Warhammer 40k.
Me neither. I just like the lore. I don't fucking care about the game. I care about the lore. It's fucking awesome. I mean, seriously, you got a God Emperor. You got some weird ass fucking aliens. The most fun, the funniest. Okay. You could look at the ones that do generational plans. There's like the Necrons. Their plans are measured not in centuries, but in millennia and millions of years. Incredible fucking things. Terrible as well. Now, there's one particular race of beings in the universe that I think is absolutely fucking hilarious. It's the orcs. Now, the orcs were granted... Actually, not the orcs. They're like brutes, actually. I think that's what they call them. They were granted special abilities by psychic frogs, I believe. Psychic frog beings gave these things the ability to basically agree upon. So it's like this, right? These things are not very smart. But you know what they do? They take random shit, put it together, and if it looks like a gun, they think it's a gun. And because they think it's a gun, and because they think this will work, it will work. Their spaceships are a bunch of weird-ass cans and shit just strapped together with duct tape. If they believe they can breathe in space, they will breathe in space. That's their power. It's a fucking hilarious concept. They have these... The way that they invade planets is with asteroid ships. The only reason that this works is because they believe it does. And then it does work. Because they believe it does. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever, and I fucking love them for it. It's so stupid.
I mean, that's kind of how meme coins succeed.
Exactly.
All of this to get one-shotted. All of this to get one-shotted by an email.
The problem is, these things are not particularly smart, but if they were, they would literally become God, which is probably the reason why they gave it to the dumb things, because if they did believe that, then they would make it so, because they're believing in it, right? The consensus alone makes the fucking paper gun a metal gun. As an example. I think, blue things are faster. Whatever they painted blue is faster or something like that. Or was it red? I can't entirely remember. It's a very strange aspect of the lore. But seriously, that is what Warhammer 40k is like. Fascinating, isn't it? Do you like it?
That's cool.
It's like Halo lore, just more adventurous.
They get one-shotted by email.
It's like Lord of the Rings meets Dune.
Yes. Actually, yes. Just minus all the cool spice shit, all of the horrible warp stuff, and the thing called the Eldaris that turned into soul vampires because they fucked with things so much that they created a chaos god that now wants their souls.
What happened to that, now that we're talking about Dune, what happened to that Zendaya chick? I haven't heard from her ever since the Diddy stuff came out.
I don't know.
We're in Trump's America now. She's not come back for years, or like 8 years, or like 12 years.
Oh my god. Why do you think that is?
Isn't it just? It's like self-evident.
How though? How is it self-evident? You can still have a career.
Because hot girls are back now.
Wow! Holy shit.
Oh my god.
That joke, that roast was made by a plan in centuries. Just saying. That was great.
What would you measure a land usage efficiency?
I think we already addressed that.
One Cybertruck is worth of land usage efficiency.
What do you mean? It's manufacture or it's upkeep?
No, just as efficient.
In terms of land usage.
Well, if you were to measure, the land that how much space they take up while I'm sitting, and you convert that into capital efficiency or power efficiency, how much value we created. I guess it has to be amplified by the audience though, so it's like how much iPhone batteries you guys are mining in the audience. They're not leaving though, so. But I see here I'm like degrading the. Now we're getting less efficient. I just saw it. It went from 282 to 281 listeners. We lost the listener.
Fuck that guy.
It says 280 now. Now it says 280. The chart. We need
that guy in particular. Fuck
now it says 274 listening. We need a price chart in these
You're making
things.
it worse.
There needs to be like Polygon betting on how many listeners Adrian gets every minute.
Yeah, there needs to be the sentiment tracker of the
That's the real democracy.
the ups and the downs.
Suddenly it shoots up. Suddenly it shoots up to like 5,000. We're like, what the fuck happened?
Oh, we're not.
Yeah, but that's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Nvidia. Okay, if the numbers now go up, we know that bots are here.
MicroStrategy.
Grayscale.
DOGE.
Yeah, dude.
SEC.
No, it's completely different.
Gary Gensler. No, we did go up by 2 listeners, so I guess I'm looking at it.
What's that woman from Wyoming or wherever she's from? That's like super pro crypto.
She's a senator, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. I actually saw that. I was in that space listening. I was like,
I'm pretty sure if you look at a picture, I'm pretty sure that's a man.
bro, what the fuck?
Hey, I'm just saying, if you look at the picture,
You have to be really careful with that, 'cause, like, if I ever interview this person and, like, they get into contact with you, perhaps, then it becomes, like, a whole funny thing that becomes, like, a PR department problem. The PR department is actually the place where you want to be, because that's where all the shit goes, and that's why you will always get access to the information that's actually fun.
that's okay. I'm already on Team Louisiana, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
You know,
I know that.
which stock you're gonna know which stockpile team that you're on for like the next 4 years.
I'm on Team Ligma.
Yes, it seems. I'm with whoever has the most Mac Minis.
Smart.
Mac Mini Hoarder.
Minus, of course, like, whenever there's a production without the TSMC chips.
Yeah. Hoarding Mac Mini is like King Solomon was hoarding wives.
No, bro, you forget, it's holding demons.
What?
King Solomon!
You mean hoarding demons?
Yeah, he took them all and put them in a little thing, a box that was then opened by the curious people who wanted material gains, and then released all the demons back into Earth. Yeah.
Oh.
Sound like a Malay.
I was thinking about another thing.
One of his wives is actually the problem.
He had 700 wives and 300 concubines.
Yeah, he went a little all out towards the end there.
Yeah.
He did lose God, of course. That's what caused the issues.
He didn't lose God because he had that many wives. He lost God because he listened to his wives as opposed to God.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he let lust get control over it.
Yep.
The same,
I will encourage
same issue with Adam, right? He had one wife. The wife went against the wishes of God, and then he decided to listen to his wife. and God was kicked out of fucking heaven.
Honey, it's not gonna be so bad. Tries it. Holy shit, we're all fucked.
I think the point is don't listen to the words of women as opposed to God. Like if God's telling you to do something, maybe don't listen to your wife.
I once had an occurrence that I believe is a parallel to that story in some capacity. A parallel being, I wanted to travel somewhere because I said it was going to be super interesting, super fun. I had a good feeling about it. And they said no. I said, we're definitely still going, and there's nothing you can do about it. We went, and it turned out to be exactly as I predicted. Better even than I predicted. So did I listen to God? I believe maybe I've had. Is that gut feeling that's speaking to you? From like the bacterium and everything that's in you? Or even beyond that? Is that like the receiver and retransmitter to your brain for God? Is that what that is? I don't fucking know.
It feels kind of weird. Sometimes like you get this gut feeling that something is correct, but you decide to ignore it, and then you find out your gut thing was correct.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but with everything. When I eat this steak, I feel good about it. Yet I do feel sorry for the fact that an animal had to die for it. Yet at the same time I observe, as per the words of the people that raise these animals, that they do not have the thing that would make you see them as something which can be projected, as something upon which can be projected human ideals, human values, and human standards, as like a soul. That makes me like the meat even more.
You know,
Yeah, I think that. Hey, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, instead of worrying so much about what goes on inside the mind of an animal, I think we should just recognize that part of nature includes animals consuming other animals, and we should just be grateful for where we are in the food chain.
Yeah, I was just going to say something similar to that. Instead of worrying about what's going on in the minds of animals, just cook them and have a nice meal.
So I don't understand the vegan mindset. They say we cannot hurt anything with feelings. I'm like, you understand that a plant, by its very nature, feels? You know, when the plant itself, which is the creeper vine, has to maneuver around, it feels where the sun is, it feels where the tree is, it feels where it is, and then it knows where it is. It is aware of itself. The pine forest is aware of other pine in that forest. It is aware if one of them gets bitten. It is aware by the fact that it sends out a type of scent that then alarms all other trees to activate their defenses. The grass knows what it is. The grass gets cut. The grass screams. This may seem like an over-exaggeration, but it does scream. The beautiful smell that comes out of the grass after you cut it is no more than the most horrid scream of agony that this plant could ever produce. Not even fire causes the same thing. It wants to burn. But you cut off its living parts. The part that it did not want to have removed. As such, it screams in agony. The same applies to everything. The same applies to the soybeans that you grow just until they're right enough and you cut them straight off. You don't even give them a chance to fucking live. And on top of that, you have like the spinach that you constantly prune, you know, the stuff that makes it breathe, the stuff that makes it feel and sustain its entire existence. You cut that off. You uproot a plant that tries to store for another age some energy, and you eat only that one particular part of the plant and discard the rest. It's hard work, not yours. And you want to tell me that a vegan is better than me? Fuck off.
Not to mention, a lot of these pampered, literally fucking developed the spicy things to kind of ward off animals from eating it. So
Capsaicin is only in a plant because it wants to defeat whatever is trying to consume it. There's plants which have been here since the age of the dinosaurs that have such a high concentration of it that if you were to try and consume but one leaf, you die. By the way, also one of the reasons why you feel so fucked up after eating a shit ton of vegetables is actually because the plant's defense mechanism is still actually alive while you're eating it. And as such, it then impacts how your biology engages with it because it actually engages with you.
yeah,
Why do you think an onion makes you cry? Think about that.
a lot of fruits and vegetables have anti-nutrients.
It's literally designed to destroy you if you shall eat it. Or it tries to do the best it can to deter you by making the experience very memorable by suffering. So the plant definitely knows that it's being attacked. It definitely knows. Thereby, I'd argue that the plant is alive. Thereby, I'd argue it is feeling.
These vegans constantly talk about the suffering of the animals. What about the suffering they're causing upon me by being in the same planet by being on the same planet as me? They never want to talk about that. They just want to keep talking about the fucking animals.
I mean, have they considered that they are themselves perhaps animals as well? It's an interesting perspective. It offends very many, but maybe you should consider it, because you yourself also know more than an animal. And the thing is, you just have the ability that is so far removed from all the animals to contain a part of space in a room and climatize it so that you don't have to deal with whatever nature is. You then rely off of poisons manufactured by your own kin, that then basically allows for you to defeat the animal without claws you could never have. And venom you could never produce.
You know, I kind of like the Scrooge take on animals. We should just do an ecocide.
Nope, we need them. We need them all. See, this is what I'm against, right? I think that cows should definitely be alive. I believe in the fact that cows should be alive. Have them as many, to give them a good life too. I fully believe in that shit. Just as long as I can eat them.
You shouldn't kill most things, because they're vital to the ecosystem, and as soon as you start killing one, it affects everything else in the other way. That's why I have a problem that's literally what Mao Zedong did. He was like, hey, let's kill all these fucking birds because they're eating our crops and that's causing us issues. And then boom, you now have tens of millions of people fucking starving to death.
Yeah, because they fucked up the bees. Now, there's no engine more efficient of a pollinator than a bee. Those are great. Bees are awesome. Ants are awesome too, by the way. Don't destroy ant nests. Sure, if they get a little bit too close to your house, I guess, right? But my thing is, there's certain animals that I look at and I say, this is a useful predator that does not hurt me, that is more afraid of me than I am of it. Therefore, I shall coexist with this thing.
I think we should kill all mosquitoes, though.
Yeah,
I support the mosquito genocide.
I see no use in mosquitoes.
Whatever damage it does to the worldwide ecosystem, I think it's worth it. Mosquitoes are like a net negative.
We're gonna have to figure out a justification.
Yeah, even like with fucking hornets and shit, there's at least some use case. There's like no fucking use case with
malaria.
What?
Great.
Malaria is not a use case.
Yeah.
Malaria, there's justification for getting rid of mosquito.
Yeah, sure, but I'm not talking about a justification for us why we should get rid of them, but a justification for why we should keep them, because some unforeseen consequences are worse than the potential gain that it would give us if we were to say, hey man, let's kill all the fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah, I support a mosquito genocide. Fuck those guys.
And I'm more hesitant on that front.
I mean, maybe malaria helps control the population of some species of monkey that could Planet of the Apes us. Yeah.
Fuck those monkeys too.
Jesus Christ.
Clip it.
Doesn't matter. Whenever something becomes a threat to us, let's just kill them. If we get Planet of the Apes, if we get mosquitoes, just fucking like get rid of them.
Alright. I mean, I have a similar policy when it comes to like engaging with predators of any kind. If it's not useful and it poses a threat, I'm the thing that's going to succeed here. I just don't accept another alternative. Coexistence is always an option, but within certain limits.
Monkey.
Like, if the centipede is outside, that is not so much of a concern. If it's close to my living quarters, it becomes more of a concern. If it's inside my living quarters, that's it. War declared. Everything dies now. In the specific vicinity that is my living quarters. Okay?
Yeah. We don't need to start a centipede genocide.
Spiders, they're fine. No. The centipedes have to be around so you can have a particular type of toad that eats those centipedes. Those toads are also important. Because they breed these things that keep the mosquito shit in check. And you need mosquitoes so that these things can live so that they can keep all the other shit in check. That is good for biological recycling.
For spiders, it depends on the type of spider.
Oh, spiders, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's like the Australian spiders, fuck no.
No. I will say, an isolated incident where sometimes I have spiders the size of a dinner plate, I can kind of deal with that. Alright? As long as it doesn't fuck me up, we cool.
But you don't know. It could be fucking poisonous.
No, I do know. I had a bunch of spiders in my room sometimes when I'm gaming, and they're like big ones. They're about like 5 centimeters wide, legs included, of course. And there's a little body is about like, say, fucking... Its behind is like a centimeter thick. It's a thick bitch. Now they're fine. The worst thing they can do to you is like bite you. And that's a little bit annoying, I suppose. But realistically, those things are fine. I can coexist with them. I see that thing, it's on the wall, I'm like, you good. I don't fuck it up. I'll leave it there.
I'm talking about like the massive fuckers.
Even the massive fuckers, they're fine too. If they don't kill me, they're fine. I'll have them run around. This fucking land crabs, dude, they're fine.
Bro, you don't know if they're gonna fucking kill you or not.
Yeah, dude.
You're not studying every single fucking animal on Earth to see if it.
I'm autistic. Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, that one has like a little triangle on its ass, 2 centimeters away. That means it's a Libonica shiitake or whatever the fuck. You don't know that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Live in an area with a few types of very poisonous spiders. You should probably be familiar with what they are, what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've dealt with a lot of them. I can tell which ones are fucked, which ones aren't. That one specific species, they cool. So I'm cool with them. So leave me alone. Give me a sec. Sorry. So like, okay. Go ahead.
We've got those brown root hobo spiders up here, and I know how to recognize those.
Yeah, they're cool. Plus, they're a great defense system. You go like get rid of a person, they will run away screaming because they see a massive fucking spider on your wall. That's all I'm saying. It's like fucking, it's Halloween, but full year round, and it's alive. You know, you don't have to take away the decorations because, you know, it does that itself. See? Boom, boom, boom. Autonomous Halloween decorations. You know, the way I look at some shiny spiders that don't kill you, I just look at them as autonomous Christmas ornaments. They're fine.
It's funny.
Not all of them. It was just an insect that was there.
Alright, Adrian, what would you do with this fucker?
What fucker?
This one.
First of all, not sure if that one's poisonous or not poisonous. What is this?
To just answer a question, what would you do if you saw that one?
Not that much. If I knew for certain that it is poisonous, probably eliminate it. If it's not, I'd leave it alone.
Well, you don't know. So what would you do if you don't?
Well, first of all, I'm going to take this picture. I'm going to save it to my gallery. Then we're going to go research what it is. So I know what it is. Alright, we're going to be in real time. Let's assume that spider's still there. So I'm going to Google Lens that bitch. Alright, let's see. What is this fucking thing? That seems to be a lycosa, right? So it's just wolf spiders. Sometimes called the true tarantula. Let's take a look here.
Pretty sure wolf spiders are big, but not very dangerous.
Alright. No scientific substitution of methicillin. Venom of lycosa. Generally not harmful. Okay, yeah, that thing's my friend now.
Right.
If not friend, then why friend-shaped? That's all I say.
Right.
Look at that fucking thing. It's got 7 legs. You got 2. Have a little bit of respect. It's got more eyes than you do too. I'm cool with them. Yeah. See, look, we just established it's not that poisonous. So unless you piss it off to the point of it wanting to bite you, which is a very low chance because, again, it doesn't really want to kill you because you're way too big to eat. It's after the small shits that you can probably feed it. My personal favorite spiders are the little jumping spiders. They're so fucking adorable. I love these things. They're adorable little things. They got those tiny little fucking legs. They got like 8 eyes or some shit, and they look at you like, aww. And the best part is, you have like a fly or something, you put it in front of them, and they just like teleport onto it and just run away. I love these things. They're fucking adorable. No one's gonna fucking kill those spiders. Fuck you.
What do you think about cockroaches?
They're kind of disgusting. Okay?
I know.
I don't have a problem with them in terms of them, like, you know,
I feel disgusting.
existing, but they're kind of disgusting. They're like rats and mice.
Yeah. I feel disgusting even having to kill them.
Same. Because you don't know where that bitch has been. You don't know whether it's been in a sewer.
Yeah, it eats shit. Like, human shit is its literal diet. I don't know if I'm gonna fucking kill that thing, and then human shit is gonna spatter everywhere.
Awesome thing that I'm eating right now, you know?
Perfect.
Now, I don't really have a problem with that. I just think it's funny, because everybody else has a problem with that. I will literally talk about fucking open heart surgery while they're cutting up a rare piece of meat and all the blood comes out of it. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, the other day I was talking to someone and they were talking about really something disgusting and I was just eating. And then I thought about it and I'm like, if this was any other person, they would be like, dude, I'm eating! I'm like, so fucking what? I never really understood that.
Interesting.
What are you seeing?
I see opportunity.
Oh.
you tell?
Eventually. We will try it out at some point.
Cockroaches have been alive for a long ass time.
Yes, that they have.
Yeah. That's what it is. Is just like sheer survivability, right?
Yeah.
Like those things, you can cut their head off, and the rest of the body will keep wandering around for a while.
Yeah. Also, like, whenever there's a nuclear explosion, it's always like cockroaches that are fine.
Uh-huh. Again, I don't have a problem with them directly, I just think they're kind of disgusting. So me allocating them out of my own personal space is just a means by which to not infect myself with some sort of bacteria. Truly nothing personal, but they're disgusting. That's the problem I have with them.
I agree.
So I'm not going to genocide them, I'm going to keep them around because they're actually useful. But I am going to keep them out of my living space, that's for sure, because I don't want to fucking die. The great cockroach debate of 2024.
I once, you guys know about mouth breathers, right? You know what mouth breathers are?
Oh yeah.
Disgusting humans.
Yeah. But I was once like I went to someone's home one day, and they had like their brother was like had fallen asleep, and like they had their mouth open while they were sleeping. Anyway, not one day, but same day, I leave the bathroom, and then I see this guy that's just sleeping with his mouth open, and there's like a cockroach on his face about to enter his mouth. And I felt so fucking disgusted, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, in case you needed more reasons not to mouth breathe, not to have an open mouth when you're sleeping. You don't want any cockroaches entering your mouth while you're
that
sleeping.
dude probably eats a lot of spiders that he doesn't realize. Like,
That's wild. I don't think I've ever had that problem with that dude.
Yeah. No, it was disgusting.
I mean, hey. Passive protein acquisition, that's all I'm going to say. Oh! Oh my god!
Oh my god. My body had like a reaction to that.
I know! The way you just did it, like, ah!
Okay, add two.
What?
Oh, clip that too. Like we should
Yes.
Oh my god.
clip of that.
Oh my god.
okay.
It's like passive protein acquisition. Ah!
Fuck you.
This dude, I fucking remote control this dude. That's crazy.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I am the problem.
Do you think he uses Blue Sky?
Who? The mouth breather?
Yeah, the mouth breather.
Probably.
What NPC score do you have to have until the cockroach discovers it?
Oh my god.
If you use that app in order to troll the people on it by maliciously complying with their own rules, does that mean that you're the NPC overlord just by fucking with them?
It's gotta be something like that.
But this is the whole dilemma, which is by using the site, you are also an NPC.
Mm.
And if you're king of the NPCs, that's actually worse.
I like how Jan LeCun comes on here once every 5 days, leaves a comment under someone's post, and then he's like, for clarification, I am not back. I am still only on Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc.
Why are you so big of a fucking bitch about it? Seriously.
Exactly.
And he wasn't like this at all until the election, and then when Trump won, he's suddenly, okay, I'm going away permanently.
I know, and he was like, that guy's gonna be back in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
We have a permanent. We have a permanent seizure of activity that will last 5 working days. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see
See what?
We're hanging.
Did you guys see all those people that are like Dominion voting machines? Are like insecure and they rigged the 2024 election to help Trump win.
I think that's bullshit, huh?
Leaked
It's kind of funny,
photos, leaked photos, Twitter Russian hacker Dominion voting machines. Election security experts have confirmed the existence of hard-coded backward passwords in all Dominion election management systems. It cannot be changed without a major update. This exploit poses a serious backdoor, easiest way to quote-unquote win all swing states.
Bruh.
It's very funny. The people on the right made these same arguments in 2020. And
They're just like,
no,
look at me meme.
There's no evidence of voter fraud. Now they're all like, there's clear voter fraud. Voter fraud.
Yeah. Change their tone.
They're the look at me meme. And that they're like, look at me, I'm the election denier now. I'm just kidding. This is entirely satire. It's not meant to be taken seriously in the slightest. And if you do take it seriously, that is up to you, and you alone. It should not be taken seriously at all. Do not form opinions of things that you found on the internet. You should know better. Go read Wikipedia instead. I'm just kidding.
You should base your opinions off what Ligma says.
No, dude. You should base your opinion on what these nuts are supposed to be, because that's the thing you're gonna ignore.
And always remember to use the most reliable source of them all. Weiwu.
Oh yes, agreed.
That's hilarious.
Weiwu on top.
Weiwu number 1.
Weiwu number 1.
Number one.
Hello, why are you sluts?
I know, this is so stupid. This guy keeps posting such massively unhinged shit. It's incredible.
Such a funny account.
I know. Every single post. This is like stuff that I can't ever post. But like this person posts it. Like that's just, it's wild. Bro took every single stereotype associated with the thing that this individual is and decided to roll with it and monetize it. Fucking genius. Like, if you have something that offends you, turn it into money. That's what this video said.
And a genius.
Bro casually monetizing racism? Like what? Against themselves? That's crazy. Like, you gotta be really secure of yourself. What happened now?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What happened?
I'm gonna send you this Weiwu. Weiwu post.
So you sent me a picture of a spider. It was like, what would you do if you see this thing? And I like went through the entire process. That's just great, you know. Oh, let's see. The fuck? I know this one, yeah. What the fuck?
Me and good friend in American English. Please enhance your English wisdom. I appreciate.
Most sensitive, you cannot understand. Please enhance your English wisdom, I appreciate. Oh my fucking god. This is so fucked up. Oh my god. What other things has this person posted recently? Today one make one slut honor. Today I make all slut honor. Oh my god.
Today I learned whoever that person is, I don't know who that is, stop follow me. Why? Most simple. She angry, I found out her secret. She, old woman pretending to be young so she make money. My friend, look this picture. This look like old hippo. How possible this be young woman? Please appreciate my wisdom. What?
I know who that is, that makes it funnier. Henceforth we shall no longer refer to Jan LeCun as the LeCun. We shall refer to him as LeCooked.
Look cooked. That's funny.
I used to call him Yap LeCun, you know? Because he can't fucking stop yapping.
Yaparino-kun.
My personal favorite is Yapsine. That motherfucker yaps so much, it's crazy. I don't have anything against it, by the way. I think it's hilarious.
You should get them to debate each other.
Which one? Yap LeCun and Yapsine?
Exactly, yeah.
I've been wanting to debate this guy for very long. It's so funny because here's the thing, right? I remember one time I trolled Jan LeCun, right? And I put down there saying, you know, Threads is a dog shit platform. And he asked me why that was. I gave him all the reasons. He never responded to that ever again. And left me alone since. I guess
I bet you could get them to go for like 6 hours or something. You should, like, the debate can be what has contributed more to society. Like, what's Jan's thing called? Which one did he invent again? That or Dingboard?
Transformers?
Is it Transformers or recurrent neural networks? Whichever one he like, you know, his name's on.
No, he didn't invent Transformers. He invented like a process before Transformers.
Yeah, so that or Dingboard. Like, which one of them is like the yap to work ratio?
You know, it's sad. You know what's sad?
He used to work at Bell Labs.
I see why they went out of business.
No, they went out of business because basically AT&T was broken up into a bunch of pieces.
Dude, you said that shit right as I was swallowing a fucking piece of steak. That just made me fuck up. Oh, fuck. That's why they went out of business. Fuck.
Yeah, Bell Labs is one of the most important companies in history.
Yeah. Scientists
But,
used to be cool.
Yeah, it was a very important company that unfortunately went to shit because the U.S. government decided to break up AT&T. And then didn't matter because they consolidated into AT&T and Verizon, and basically nothing changed. All that happened is that Bell Labs became insignificant and is now a part of Nokia.
Take a break. Dude, my memory has to be like insane. I just saw something I remembered. So I always tell people, remember. Oh, fuck that. Jack Doherty is doing a meme coin. Fuck right off, man.
Oh my god. Not this again. More influencer meme coins. They're gonna dump on their
Please, no. I know. Everybody does this shit.
That's trash.
We should do a meme coin where no one's allowed to buy or sell.
So fucking
Right.
stupid.
No, here's what we do.
I mean, that's really.
You know, you get
Just inscribe a rune and send it all to your wallet and never list it.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't even have to list it. You can literally put on the smart contract that no one's allowed to transfer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no buying or selling. We just make a shit coin. No price on it. Nothing.
Yeah, here's what we're really gonna do.
Actually, you know what would be funnier? You send a bunch of people this coin, and you make sure they can't sell it at all or buy any. And then you basically go on Uniswap, and then you do one Ethereum for 0.00001 of your shit coin. And then so everyone that receives any is like a fucking trillionaire, but they can't take out any of the money. It's illiquid. And under
How many of those exist?
Huh?
How many of those exist?
A few exist, but they're usually scams, not trolls. This is a troll.
We should make one.
I'll tell you how the scams usually work. They'll send you this coin, and they're like, "Oh, they've airdropped me something. I have $24,000 worth of this bullshit coin." And then you go to sell it on Uniswap, and then you find out you can't sell it, and then you're like, "What the fuck?" And then you check it, and then it's it usually links you to some site, and then you need to go on that site, and you need to be you need to quote unquote unlock it. And then once you unlock it on the site, what happens is that you actually unlock your whatever your largest token is. So let's say you have $50,000 worth of USDT. You'll unlock that one, and then they just take the $50,000 worth of USDT. That's usually how the scams work. Well, we're talking about doing the same thing basically, but as a troll, not as a scam.
And not actually taking anyone's money.
Yes.
I mean, could be funny, I guess.
No, here's what we're really gonna do. We're gonna start.
Here's actually what makes it funny though. Under like the current U.S. tax system, if we send them like $1 trillion worth of it doesn't matter how liquid it is. They technically owe that in taxes.
Oh
shit! So you can effectively make someone owe like $1 trillion in taxes.
That's fucked up.
I know.
No, here's what we're really gonna do. We're gonna make a coin that is only one of itself, fractionalize it. You're only able to buy the fractions. You're not able to sell the fractions within a week after you've bought them. And if you do in fact sell them, you have like a 20 or 30% tax on it for no reason.
Okay.
That's it. Because then the value of the coin, the market cap, will be the value of the coin. Because if it's all fractionalized off of one thing, then basically it's market.
Yeah,
it's
why would you do that though?
For no reason at all. Literally, there's no fucking reason. What do you mean? Just create some dog shit for the sake of it existing.
What are we gonna do? Doge with a hat or some bullshit? What the fuck?
No, nothing. You give it a character that nobody can type.
We could use one of those Japanese characters that don't actually exist.
Exactly. It's a nothing coin.
What the fuck?
What up?
What is this?
What the fuck is what?
No, I just saw some weird ass shit on X.
Nice.
Some weird person was following it.
Gotcha.
What do you think about this guy that went on Michael Knowles and he's like, I have an IQ of 210. But he's like a horse rancher or something.
I don't know. Very fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know if you have an IQ that high and you haven't really contributed anything. Kind of a skill issue.
No, it is probably one of the smartest things to do is to sit in place faster. Because it's not nice changing things. Suffering is not nice.
Yeah, I know, but
It's not a skill issue, it's an ambition issue. We can consider all points of perspective and say, one way to play this game is by not playing it at all.
yeah, a few people with very high IQs have done that in the past, but yeah.
The main problem is, I think, that the thing is is not steered properly, and then as such, the steering is taken over by others, and then the resentment towards others will lead you down to not using it at all. For instance, I use my gifts for the good of people, because people with other gifts around me have always been shat on by those who do not have them. They believe they have the right to control the gifts of others. They were not granted with them, yet they want domain over them.
Yeah, but you can't really respect someone that has talent but just decides not to use it.
No, I do. There's no one's right to use that talent for anything other than themselves.
Sure, I can ignore them, but I'm never gonna respect that person.
Oh, no, you don't understand. It is a very respectable decision to just simply not want anything at all.
I don't agree.
It is also a respectable decision to do everything at once, if you can. It's a great personal sacrifice. It was not your gift to decide with. It's not your gift to mold,
I know.
shape,
I
or to
know.
use.
I know. I'm not gonna go around shaming them. I'm just gonna ignore them. But I'm not gonna respect them.
Anyway, I can kind of respect that decision. Because it's one that is logical. It makes perfect sense.
I understand the decision, but I don't respect the decision.
Perhaps.
This is like the equivalent of someone being like, I got $100 million inheritance from my father and I blew it all gambling. And then you're like, this is like their decision. Like,
No.
yeah, sure, but I'm not gonna.
This is like a don't do anything with it type of deal. You never even blow your talent. That's a different thing.
Well, if you're not using it, you have blown away your talent.
Not really. The utility of money is misplaced.
And here the utility of your talent is misplaced.
Perhaps, but you're not placing it anywhere.
Yeah,
you're leaving it to turn to dust.
That's the issue.
But again, it's not a skill issue either. It's just a ambition problem.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which perhaps proves why IQ is not necessarily the most scalable of measuring systems. For it should account for ambition. If it doesn't, then it's like saying this computer here is super fast, but the inability for that computer to interface with anything thereby makes it useless. It's the same thing. It's the have-nots that destroy the haves by wanting what they do not have, thereby create the conditions that make the haves not want to give to anyone anything. Why should they, after all? It's like a final subconscious fuck you to the have-nots who want to have. For real, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like when you get captured in a war, you'll never take me alive when I shoot myself. I'll give you the satisfaction.
Yeah. The final guillotine comes laden down.
I think the guy that has like the highest ever recorded IQ, this guy that like graduated Harvard at like 13, like 260 or something. Yeah, that guy kind of had a similar philosophy. Kind of just sat down and didn't really want to do anything.
How about this?
Didn't even publish things in his own name sometimes.
What if IQ is just the perfect NPC?
Listen to me, I'm a shape rotator.
Think about this. Bell curve goes on two places. The very incapable and the extremely capable. One is an NPC because they're a fucking drone. The other one's an NPC because they fit into the system that makes drones very well, more than even the drones themselves do. What useful thing has come out of Harvard within the last 20 years?
The MBA. That's about it.
That's not even useful, is it?
It is, because the MBA, literally the MBA's only use case is that you go and meet other people that get the MBA.
Yeah, but the MBA itself is thereby useless.
Yeah,
it is
the
the excuse
MBA.
of doing it that is the utility, not the
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, but you could also argue the same thing with getting a Rolls Royce or a Bugatti, though.
Perhaps, but it's largely for pleasure.
Yeah, I know, but the primary reason that a lot of people get them is the access to the club that it gives you with other Bugatti owners or the other Rolls Royce owners. If you have more than 2 Rolls Royces.
I think pretty much the only good Harvard is doing these days is good for people who went to Harvard.
Yeah. They made a whole ass show, fucking Suits, about like Harvard law, you know? And like the primary issue is that one of the characters didn't go to Harvard law. It's like the reason for like all the conflict. Yeah, the Harvard like health department, for example, is like a complete fuck up. It's like the damage it's done is ridiculous. The health department of Harvard.
I mean, what's wild to me with respect to the law schools is that what it takes to get into a good law school has literally nothing to do with what it takes to be a good attorney. Like, you're talking about a combination of GPA, LSAT score, which is a logic test, and somewhat has to do with legal reasoning, but very abstract compared to actually like knowing the law or litigating or doing anything a lawyer actually does. And then like a little bit of like extracurriculars and a personal essay, but it's almost entirely based on your GPA and your LSAT score. Getting into Harvard just means you are a nerd. That's about it.
You know, the bar exam itself doesn't really make a lot of sense either, because if you want to get into like corporate law or something, why do you need to know about everything else?
Yeah, I think that some things make sense. Like, all lawyers should take evidence. All lawyers should understand basic constitutional law. Like, there are things that we have to know in order to do our jobs effectively. But I agree with you largely. Like, I had to study a whole bunch of bullshit that I do not use in my day-to-day legal career just so that I could pass that test. You know, I'm weird and autistic, so I barely studied and I passed anyway. But a lot of people waste a lot of time studying shit they don't care about and will never use.
I have at times been like I have at times thought like, should I just install like a fucking deck, like a deck for the bar exam, and just memorize everything and then just take it for the funsies.
So, in order to take the bar exam, I believe you do have to actually have either gone to law school or clerked with an attorney.
Right.
For a amount of time. So there's like some pre-qualifier stuff just to make sure that you're not wasting your time and money, more or less.
Right.
But I mean, like, I don't think going to law school is ever necessarily a bad idea unless you already feel like you really understand our legal system in a very thorough and like actually knowledgeable way, as opposed to like the way a lot of people are just like, oh, I understand the law, and then they know like 3 things that they learned from their job. But like, getting that knowledge and having those skills is incredibly useful because it applies in so many ways. I would definitely focus on like business law classes. I took a lot of those when I was in law school, and I think that they have served me well. Like, they apply to other areas of the law in ways that you wouldn't expect because you understand the way the entities function, and that helps you understand, like, your counterparties in a lot of situations. I don't know. I'm just rambling.
Also, fuck divorce lawyers.
I represented myself in my own divorce.
Divorce lawyers are like the biggest pieces of shit on earth.
You know, I think it goes back to what I was saying about attorneys the other day. Like, there are different people who get into it for different reasons. Like, I have met some family attorneys that really do get into it because they care about kids, because they care about families, or because they care about women who are in, like, hard marriages, abusive marriages, and need a way out. So, like, different people get into it for different reasons, and, like, just because...
They're the ones that set the rules. They're the ones that set the rules. And they have made it in a way to maximize profit. More than any other part of law.
I think that's true, and I think that there's also a different factor there, which is the emotional realities of a divorce make people more stubborn and more willing to go to the mat legally, and that burns up a lot of time. Just dealing, like, I have a friend who's going through a divorce right now, and she has to deal with so much shit from her crazy husband, who's, like, absolutely bonkers. But he's peppering her attorney with all this bullshit that's resulting in hours generated, just because he's able to do that to her. And so it's like, it's fucked. It's totally fucked. And I agree that it's set up so that the lawyers end up profiting a lot, and a lot of times the kids end up suffering because, resources get taken away from both parents as a part of the process. So I agree that it sucks, but I just, some good family lawyers out there.
I'm talking about like lawyers are typically the people that set the laws for their specific criteria, right? And I just feel like if you look at family law, it's a lot more fucked up than all the other ones. Seems more unreasonable than everything.
I'm not specifically what you're referring to. Like, ours are pretty consistent, like, in terms of billing requirements. They're pretty consistent across different types of law. There are definitely other types of arrangements that, can be allowable depending on the jurisdiction type of law. Like, a contingency arrangement in a divorce might not necessarily be allowable depending on the jurisdiction, and probably not because they don't want people doing messed up things to win a divorce case. But it should be fairly, like, what do you mean by family law?
So, for example, I used to date a girl who had like a somewhat wealthy father, and but the mother was didn't even have a job. She was basically living entirely off of child support. And this girl, they literally had nothing because the mother would spend all the fucking money on clubs and bars and clothes and surgeries and whatever the fuck. So the kids literally got none of the child support money out of the tens of thousands of dollars that this guy was fucking paying per month.
I see. So that is definitely, you're right, that's a serious problem. That's less divorce attorney fault and more the way that state laws are set up regarding child support, alimony.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about family law in general.
Yeah, I mean, family law it's messed up in some ways. I think child support can be kind of draconian and brutal. You can basically get 25% of a person's income above poverty level. For baby dad So, that can be a lot of money, and it can be pretty hard on the people that pay child support, especially if they're in like a weird tax position. I've definitely a lot of weird cases from friends who've talked to me and situations that I've seen through my work. But yeah, it's messed up.
So how can we fix something like that?
I mean, I think part of it involves requiring recipients of child support, recipients of that money, to show that they're adequately caring for their children and that the money is actually going to things that benefit the kids. I was the child of a single parent, and I know for a fact that my dad paid off his full child support. My mom told me the entire time I wasn't paying to try to edge me against him, which worked because I thought he was a piece of crap who totally abandoned, wasn't helping us at all. And then there was a time towards the end where he had some arrears that had built up, but he paid it all off at once. And my mom bought a new car, she bought new TVs, and obviously she was literally for herself. I was almost 18. I was it was all stuff that she bought. And she was still telling me that he wasn't paying. At that time, he was able to show me that he did. And so it was just like totally bizarre. And I think that if a little different,
By the way, you're cutting out quite a bit.
Sorry, not sure why my sound is so bad. But basically, I just think the law required the money to go to what it's supposed to go to. And I think that maybe we should consider like the overall economic circumstances of people who have to pay child support. Sometimes it's like incredibly unfair.
Yeah, so I remember with. Oh, by the way, Adrian.
No.
Adrian. There's a lot of background noise.
Yes, what up? What happened?
There's a lot of background noise on your side.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah, so I remember with like the girl I was seeing at the time. It's she would feel like super fucking guilty whenever I would like get her even like the smallest gifts. And then I was like, what the fuck is up with this, right? And then basically I found out that like even when it came to like school supplies, her mother like would yell at her for like hours, being like, "Do you know how much money I have to spend on you? You're such a waste of money." Things like this, like, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So your dad's paying this much, and your mom's mad because you have to buy fucking supplies for school.
That sounds exactly like my mom. She's an alcoholic, and so she was just like wasting money at bars and coming home, and yeah, like any field trip.
Do you have a sister? Do you have a sister?
I do have a little sister. Yeah, so it was single mom, 2 kids. And yeah, she was making all kinds of life mistakes, and we were just kind of getting by.
Yeah. No, not good. Yeah, there needs to be more work put into that, because that's a very fucked up situation.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that if, everything were on the up and up, like, more of the shit I needed probably would have been paid for, and maybe she wouldn't have been able to lean as hard into her problems, but whatever.
Yeah.
But now I'm like exactly like that. Like, I hate it when people get me stuff. I hate it when people try to take care of me, because I have kind of like always had it ingrained into me that I needed to be like self-sufficient and taking care of my own needs, so that other people didn't need to take care of them for me.
Yeah,
I kind of
saw it for a how much of it that they
Yeah, it's really weird, and it, like my dad ended up dying like suddenly and unexpectedly, and I wonder what like how things might have been different had I known like the truth at the time.
Yeah, sometimes people hate their parents based on lies that they're single parents and told them.
Yeah, that was very real. Such is life. But
Right,
yeah,
but
so
my issue is with like corporate law or any other part of law. Like when there's like massive issues like this, usually it goes to the Supreme Court or it's like fixed immediately or whatever. Once the issue becomes like obvious with family law, we've known this for how many years and they haven't done shit about it. Like all of these issues with family law, we've known about them for years and years and years, and nothing's been done to them. Fix it.
I mean, part of the problem is that it takes political will to change things, and if you're changing them, then everybody's going to want the new law to be written differently. And so there's oftentimes a challenge in reaching consensus in what the changes should actually be, and that's what keeps any meaningful change from happening. Sometimes it takes like a group of legal scholars to write a paper and create like some sort of proposed uniform act that they're trying to get multiple states to pass at the same time, because you can generate more political will doing something like that. I don't know if we could do something like that. I'm not leading the charge, but I know that it's been talked about in legal, scholarship and discourse, like law review articles. Something that's interesting is that actually feminist legal scholars make arguments for reforms to the child support system as well. Like they don't think the way it's set up